We're outside of CES 2024, taking a break from the madness that's indoor and taking a look back on some of the coolest car technologies I've seen here at the show. The Sony Honda Mobility joint venture rolled out its Afeela concept again, but this time they were driving it from outside of the car with a PlayStation controller. The car and your game console have more in common than just the controller though. Sony talked about how the EV's engineers are using Epic Games' Unreal Engine 5 to train the car's advanced driver aid systems with simulation and to power the graphics in the dashboard. And most interestingly for me, we got a hint that it looks like the Afeela is going to show up in Gran Turismo 7, meaning that for most of us, our first time behind the wheel of Sony's first electric car will be a purely digital one. Honda followed up the next morning with a 1-2 punch of EV concept debuts of its own. The new Zero Series Saloon and Space Hub. The former looks like Honda asked the question of what would happen if we built a Countach of our own but fully electric, while the latter is a comfy, funky electric van. Both concepts look amazing in their own way, and they're also a little weird in a way that I kinda love. But the reason that you should pay attention is that Honda said that they are building a production car based on the Saloon launching in 2026. Parallel parking is hard. Not for me, I'm a professional driver, but for the rest of you. And Hyundai wants to make sure that it's easy for everybody with its new Hyundai Mobis Mobion concept. This concept uses the new e-corner system, which is a robotics-based, highly articulated, independent steering system that allows it to do all sorts of things like crab walking parallel into a parking spot, spinning zero radius on the spot, and driving diagonally. You gotta see it, believe it. Just check the video out for yourself. We also saw the launch of Hyundai's second-generation eVTOL aircraft, the SA-2, from its advanced air mobility wing now called Supernal. This aircraft will be able to take 4 passengers and a pilot, take off vertically like a drone, fly horizontally like a plane, and travel around 120 miles per hour with a range of 25 to 40 miles. Not a huge amount of range, but enough to get you from downtown to the airport in minutes rather than hours so you can get on a real plane. Finally, the most interesting technology at CES is AI. AI is everywhere you look, and cars are no exception. Now, automakers have been using artificial intelligence for driver aid features and for voice control for some degree for a long time, but the advances made in large language models on the internet are making their way into the dashboard. Pretty soon, you won't have to memorize commands like navigation or destination. You'll just be able to talk to your car like you talk to a person and issue complex commands like navigate to the best calzone place nearby that has EV parking, and it'll be able to figure it out and get you where you're going. The Germans have been the fastest into this space, with Volkswagen announcing a partnership with Cerence to bring ChatGPT to its cars later this year. BMW has partnered with Amazon for its Alexa large language model, and Mercedes is working with Azure and OpenAI. You can learn more about all the cool things that are happening here at the show, including things that aren't related to cars, by checking out the rest of our CES coverage over at CNET.com. It's crazy. You won't want to miss a thing.